Hi there, check this out. These are Nikkor-SC F1.4 5 centimeter or 50 millimeter lenses. They were made by Nikon in the 1950s. The lens on the left is in Nikon S mount for Nikon rangefinder cameras like the S, S2, S3, and SP cameras. These rangefinder cameras were out before the Nikon F SLR camera bodies. The lens on the right is in Leica 39mm LTM mount. Although optically they are identical, they're not exactly the same, especially when you use these lenses. This is something I want to talk to you about today. With a lens in Nikon S mount, the lens itself does not come with focusing helicoid. So you will need an adapter like these Amadio adapter. This is what I have here is a context for Leica adapter. But you know, in order for you to use your Leica rangefinder accurately, you will need a Nikon S to Leica adapter, very similar to this one. So once you mount the lens onto the adapter, you're good to go. You can. What's nice about this adapter is it's rangefinder coupled to your Leica, so you can actually use this lens with your optical rangefinder. The lens on the right it's the same lens in Leica 39mm LTM mount. Back in the day, Nikon made lenses for Canon rangefinder cameras, and these rangefinder cameras used Leica 39mm LTM mount. So there's a big difference of these two lenses, even though they're optically the same. One is on this adapter. This adapter is very much identical way of, well, the helicoid to the Contax or Nikon rangefinder cameras. The way it focuses is the direction it focuses is opposite of Leica. So if you're used to focusing your Leica lens on a Leica camera body, you're gonna have to adjust for the focusing, because if you're turning to the left, that goes to infinity, whereas on the Leica lens you have to turn all the way to the right for infinity. Also, the aperture is from right to left. So if you turn the lens all the way, aperture ring all the way to the left, this is your f16. If you turn this aperture ring all the way to the right, it's f2. Whereas on the LTM lens, it's you can turn the aperture ring correctly. Also, the focusing is the same to any other Leica camera. You just focus all the way to the right for infinity. The close focusing distance on the adapter for the Nikon S mount is 0.7 meters. Now, a lot of newer Leicas, the closest focusing distance is 0.7 meters, so which is fine. Whereas on the Nikon LTM lens, which is kind of cool, is you can focus from infinity all the way down to the first, I will say, click stop. This is 1 meter. Some of the older cameras, the rangefinder, the closest focusing distance on the rangefinder is 1 meter. That's why they have this first click stop at 1 meter. If you continue to push the focusing ring or a lever, the lens will allow you to focus all the way down to 1.5 feet, which is about 0.46 meters. Of course, you won't have rangefinder coupling beyond 1 meter, which is not a problem because on a digital camera body, you can always use a live view or EVF for close-up focus. I think this lens is neat. This lens kind of reminds me of like a Summicron dual range lens. They have 2 ranges, so you can actually, it's a 50mm lens, allow you to focus close if you need to. And this lens is just that. So in terms of versatility or comfortness to use the lens on a Leica body, for example, I think that the LTM version is more ideal because with adapter, the lens really works very similar way as a Leica lens, whereas the Nikon S mount lens with adapter, the lens works still the same way as a Nikon rangefinder or contax lens, with everything is opposite, and also the minimal focusing distance, you're limited to 0.7 meters. So if I were to choose on between the two for my Leica rangefinder, without a doubt I will pick the LTM version.